Okay, so the next video is on point slope form. So with point slope form, I'm going to make it a little smaller so you can see. So with point slope form, and this is another way to write a linear equation, and this is where you're going to have one of your points. And so this part right here, y1, that means that's the y value of one of your points. x1 is the x value of one of your points. Or sometimes they write it, especially when we have the yellow calculators, they wrote y1 because it's, and then you put the y over here. I use this notation a lot easier because it makes it easier because both this x and that y, that x1 and that y1 are both going to be the opposite sign. So if something is negative, it's now going to be positive. If something is positive, it's now going to be negative. So what I like to do is, and this is where I'm totally the color girl. So this says write the equation in point slope form, but I give you the slope to be -3. So this is -3. And if you don't have colors, but you have highlighters or crayon, I mean, do these in crayons. Who cares when you're writing your notes? Just so you have extra colors. This right here is your x1, so that's -2. And then this right here is your y1, which is +4. So now we're going to go through and we're just going to write this in point slope form. So we're going to write this in point slope. So I'm going to go y. And then it asked me to do y1. So y1 ends up being 4. But I still have that minus there. Equals. And then I've got my thing x and then minus. So this is all this part that I really don't have highlighted with my m, and m is just your slope. So my m value ends up being -3, goes out front. And then what happens with that is now I'm going to plug in my x1 because now I've got x1 here and x1 is -2. So notice that I have a negative and a negative, so I'm going to go through and simplify. So I get y, and this is the opposite of 4, so I just put the opposite, it makes it easier, equals -3, and now this is the opposite of -2 is +2.